Hello, Facebook Live. It's day 12 of the 30-day life challenge, and today I'm coming to you from my balcony. Let's hope that it works out with loudness wise. If it gets too loud out here, I might have to go in. We might have to switch places, but I'm gonna give it a try. And today I want to talk to you about the topic of the portal to your next level is in feelings you are avoiding. And this is such a personal topic for me right now because it is something that I've totally been going through again because, these lessons, we learn them over and over again in the last weeks. And so I want to speak on the topic by referring to my own personal process. So one thing I have been experiencing is that there's a certain situation in my life, a certain experience, a pattern that keeps on repeating. I hope you can hear me well. There's a child talking in the background, but I'm gonna bring the phone a bit closer. Maybe that helps. And this pattern kept on repeating in my life, and lately it occurred again. And I got so annoyed because I've been feeling stuck with this pattern. I've been doing all the inner work. I've been looking at what is this here to teach me? What are the lessons that I need to learn? What are the inner changes I need to make? And I've been doing all the things. I've been learning all the lessons. I've been getting everything. And I still felt like, and it still kept coming back. So I felt really stuck, like there was one thing I wasn't getting. And you know how it is? Sometimes you totally clearly see when someone else is stuck in a rut and you know what a problem is, but with yourself, you're kind of blindfolded when it comes to seeing what your issue is and why you keep yourself stuck. And so I was feeling a bit like I'm blindfolded when it comes to my own process. And then the most interesting thing happened. For me, and this is maybe important to mention, for me, it's a really important thing due to my human design that I know when I'm in my self theme and when I'm in my not self theme. So in my human design, my self theme, so when I'm aligned with my soul path, when I'm aligned with my highest self, is satisfaction. And my not self theme, when I am out of alignment with my highest soul path, is frustration. And so something that I have been experiencing is that situation that I kept on getting in, and that pattern that kept on repeating brought up a lot of frustration. And I tried to do the work, and I tried to do the inner work and fix the patterns underneath and do the inner changes. But what I didn't do all along was allow myself to experience the frustration that it brought up. And this was really the click that it made the other day for me, because that was the feeling I kept on avoiding. And this is exactly the topic I want to speak to you about in this life. As you said, the portal to your next level is through the feelings that you're avoiding. So I was avoiding this feeling of frustration. I acknowledged that it was there, but I was avoiding it by trying to fix the situation, get the work done, fix the situation, and with that, not having to feel the frustration, not having to experience the whole experience of this frustration in my life. And so what I changed the last days, and especially today, was I gave myself space to be really frustrated and to really experience this frustration in all its glory, with all the sensations that came with it, with all the expression that emotion had for me, and to really be present with the feelings of frustration and how they want to move through my body and what wants to move with them through my system. And what I noticed in this process is that it was really essential for me, and that was the missing piece that I had overseen when it came to that pattern that kept on repeating, that it was really important for me to get to know that emotion of frustration in such depth and to experience it in all its expression, so that I can understand what it feels like for me to be really in frustration. There's a loud car. Letting it pass. Okay, should be better again now. So that I could understand how it feels in my body and what the signs are for me that I'm in a state of frustration, so I could understand my not self theme, which is actually a very important compass, because when we are in our not self theme and we can recognize when we know exactly when we're out of alignment. There's another loud car. I'm waiting. It's a tractor. Okay, maybe from now on I'm doing the lives inside because there's a lot going on out here. So to know our not self theme and to be able to recognize that emotion that comes out when we're out of alignment quickly and very specifically is very important for us to know if we're on track or not, and to quickly know when we've gotten off track, when we've fallen out of alignment. And for that to be possible, we have to know that emotion in depth. We have to understand that emotion very well and know exactly what it feels like in our body and how to recognize it. So this whole process, the reason why that pattern had to keep on repeating and repeating for me was because I wasn't allowing myself to really feel that frustration and get to know that emotion of frustration in depth, so that in the future I could recognize it faster and I could notice quicker when I'm out of alignment, so that I could actually be more efficient in the way I navigate my life. And so I could really feel when I went in today and I allowed the frustration to fully be there and myself to experience the wholeness of that emotion, how it clicked and how really that gate, the portal, like opened. And the energy flew again, and that feeling of stuckness that I had before, where the energy was just stuck, it disappeared. Because the energy was able to flow, because I allowed the frustration to be experienced in its fullness, and to teach me the lesson that it was here to teach me, which was for me to understand my not self theme in depth, and to know with precision when I'm out of alignment. And that is very, very important for me, because it was always very difficult for me to recognize frustration within my being, within my body, within my emotional field. It was always an emotion that I was very much avoiding in my life. And through this experience, I got to actually build a relationship with that emotion in a way that I do not need to avoid it anymore. And by not needing to avoid it, I will be much more clear and on point to recognize when my inner compass tells me I'm off track. And so this was the experience that was really needed for me to have, to understand that in this next level, I need to have a deep relationship with the emotion of frustration, and I need to be okay with feeling it, so that I know when my compass tells me when I'm off track. And so it is very often in our lives that we are actually going through something and we feel stuck and we feel like we can't really level up and we're not able to make it out of a pattern. And the point where we really get the shift that we're desiring is the point where we allow ourselves to feel that emotion that we kept on avoiding, the stuff that you keep on avoiding, that you keep on to get rid of, and that you don't want to feel, and that you want to just get out of and get away from, is exactly where the wisdom lies that you need to integrate to get out of the situation, to make it to that next level. And so ask yourself, if you're stuck in a situation that you are annoyed by and that you feel like you can't get out of, what is it that I am avoiding? Which emotion am I avoiding? Which experience am I avoiding in this? What am I trying not to have to feel? And why do I want to get out of this to not feel that thing? Like, what is it that I'm trying to get away from? And then go there. And instead of trying to get away from it, go in there, feel it, experience it, let yourself be there and learn that lesson so that then you can actually move forward, because you got the gold from the shadow and you can actually now evolve into your next level version. So with that being said, I leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to see you guys and to speak to you. And yeah, I hope this serves you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, if you have something to share on the topic, I would always love to hear what you have to share in the comments below. Please feel free to comment. What's your experience or what you think about the topic? And yes, if you think you know someone who might profit from this or who might like this video, please always feel free to share. And I'm going to see you again tomorrow for day 13. And wow, we're nearly halfway through. Day 13 already. That passed fast. And yeah, I'm excited to see you there. I love you. Have a beautiful evening. And I'll see you tomorrow.